One object moves with respect to another object. Okay, so just a minute, let me check. So, the relative velocity of one object with respect to another is the velocity with which one object moves with respect to another object. Okay? So, I am writing the definition part of relative velocity. Hence, relative velocity is defined as the time rate of change of relative position of one object with respect to another. Okay, so I am now explaining explicitly what is relative velocity. So relative velocity, if I mean to say the velocity of one object with respect to another object. Suppose two cars are moving in a parallel track. Suppose two vehicles are moving in a parallel path. So suppose this hand is representing car A, this hand is representing car B. Suppose two cars are moving parallelly. So with respect to time, this car displacement is something different h compared to the displacement of this car. Understood? So that means if I want to ask you what is the relative velocity of this car A with respect to car B, means कार B के रिस्पेक्ट में कार A का वेलोसिटी कितना है. Similarly, if I want to ask you what is the relative velocity of car B, that means what is the relative velocity of this vehicle with respect to this vehicle. So I am representing diagrammatically all this explanation. So if I want to represent, suppose this is a car A, this is a car A, this is my car B. Okay, this is my car B and this is the origin point. Suppose both the cars are raced at this point. This is my origin. Okay, and car A has started its journey and at time t is equal to 0 and time t is equal to 0, suppose the displacement of car A is x01 and suppose at time t, suppose the displacement from the origin is x1. Okay, now this is the displacement at time t is equal to 0 and this is the total displacement at time t is equal to t. So x1 must be equal to x01 plus if the car is moving with velocity v1. Understood? This is the displacement at time t is equal to 0. This is the displacement at time is equal to t. So ये जो displacement x1 है that must be equal to this displacement and this displacement. So x01 plus v1 into t. Understood? So this much must be v1 multiplied with t. This is the displacement for this part. So x1 must be, this is equal to x1. x1 is equal to, or I can write it as x1 is equal to x01 vector plus v1 vector into t. So because vector means this is the displacement and velocity are vector quantities. Similarly, suppose that's why I have represented arrow mark. Suppose this is the vehicle B. This vehicle is moving with velocity v2. Understood? So now suppose at time t is equal to 0. Time t is equal to 0 में suppose इसका displacement हुआ x02. Okay, and at time t is equal to t, then इसका displacement, assume suppose this displacement is x2, then I can write x2 vector is equal to x02 vector plus v2 vector multiplied with t. So this is the expression x1 vector, this is the expression of x2 vector and both are the displacement vectors. Understood this much? Next I am moving to derive the relative velocity part. So I think this diagram is clear. Next, suppose I just now I got the expression of x1 vector and I got the expression of x2 vector. What is x1 vector? Just I got the expression of x1 vector, that is x01 vector plus v1 vector multiplied with t. Similarly, x2 vector is x02 vector plus v2 vector into t. So I am redrawing the diagram. Okay, this is vehicle A, this is vehicle B, this is vehicle B, this is vehicle A, and at time t is equal to 0, this is your x01, and at time is t, the displacement is x1. Similarly, for vehicle B, this is suppose at time t is equal to 0, this is the displacement, all equal displacements, not equal displacements. This is x02 and at time t, this is must be according to my assumption, this is x2. Okay, this is vehicle A, this is vehicle B. So now if I want to know the relative position or relative change in position of vehicle B with respect to vehicle A, कितना position पे change हुआ, then I must calculate the x2 vector minus x1 vector. पोजीशन डिस्प्लेसमेंट में कितना डिफरेंस है और पोजीशन कितना चेंज हुआ. सो आई कैन राइट दिस इज द रिलेटिव डिस्प्लेसमेंट ऑफ बी विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू ए. ओके, सो So another displacement is there. This much is x01 and this much is x02. So I can write x02 vector minus x01 vector. देखो ये b का displacement है, ये a का displacement है at time t is equal to 0. So this is the initial displacement of b with respect to a. Okay, this is the relative displacement of b with respect to a. This is the initial displacement of b with respect to a. So I am now writing the expressions. So I am now writing the expressions x2 vector minus x1 vector. I am just giving I am going back slide. Just check x2 vector minus x1 vector. So x2 vector is what? This is your x2 vector and this is your x1 vector. So if I want to write x2 vector minus x1 vector, then what must be the expression? So that must be x02 vector minus x01 vector plus b2 minus b1, b2 vector minus b1 vector multiplied with t. I think this is correct. Okay, just check. This is x2, this is x1. If I write the expression for x2 minus x1, that must be like this. So that implies if I assume this edge x vector and if I assume this edge x0 vector at time t is equal to time is t, at time t is equal to 0. So that's why the difference is x0, this is x. I just assumed. So this is plus x2 minus x1 vector multiplied with t. So I can rewrite this expression x vector minus x0 vector divided by t is equal to v2 vector minus v1 vector. And this is the motion in a straight line, motion in one-dimensional straight line. So now distance is equal to displacement. Distance is equal to displacement. So I can write without the arrow, I can write x minus x0 divided by t is equal to v2. Sorry, this is only v2 minus v1. That is nothing but v2 is the velocity of B vehicle and this is the velocity of vehicle A. So I can write velocity of vehicle B minus velocity of vehicle A. So this is the relative velocity. This is the expression for relative velocity of B with respect to A. I think this is clear. Okay. So I am giving you one question. Just a minute. So I'm giving you one question. If object A is a car and if object B is a train. Okay, if object A is a car, if object B is a train and the object A is moving with velocity VA that is equal to 50 km/h due east and object B is moving with velocity VB with velocity 30 km/h due east. So what is the relative velocity? What is the relative velocity? Relative velocity of A with respect to B. So this is the car, this is the train, this is A, this is B. This is moving with velocity VA in this direction, that is 50 km/h, and this is velocity B. This is also moving due east, that is 30 km/h. I need to calculate relative velocity of A with respect to B. What formula I just derived? That is VAB, relative velocity of A with respect to B is nothing but VA vector minus VB vector. Okay. So So VA vector is 50 and this is 30. So that is nothing but 20 kilometer per hour. The same question I can just change. If another question, the same question I just change. This is the car. This is a car. This is A and this is a train. This is B. This is moving. This car is moving. VA is equal to 50 kilometer per hour due east. And this car B is moving 30 kilometer per hour due west. So how can I write these things? Then now what is VAB or relative velocity of A with respect to B? What is this very value? So I can write here VA, if I assume the motion from east to west or from west to east, I need to first identify what should be the motion. The motion, I can assume anything. I can assume from west to east. I can assume from east to west. Accordingly, I need to put the conventions, sign conventions. If I assume from west to east, that means this is plus 50 kilometer per hour. If I assume this very direction from west to east, so VB vector must be 30 kilometer per hour. This is minus 30 kilometer per hour, or I can write 30 kilometer per hour due west, और that is equal to minus 30 किलोमीटर पर आवर ड्यू ईस्ट. ओके, अगर ये इस डायरेक्शन में हम लोग कंसिडर करेंगे, दैट इज माइनस बीबी इज इक्वल टू 30 किलोमीटर पर आवर. Okay, so now VAB is equal to VA minus VB. This is VA vector, VB vector, VAB vector, that is 50 minus of minus 30, that is equal to 80 kilometer per hour. I think this is clear. So next class I will explain few difficult questions about relative velocity. So bye bye for now, and after just half an hour I'm going to start another session on numericals. So please join, and don't forget to please like my class and also comment and also subscribe. So thanks a lot for watching.